recommend the book Boys Won't Be Boys by Tim Brown for many reasons. But that main reason is because of it not just being a read, but it being a call to action.
When you talk about the word uncommon, there's so many definitions for the word. But the one that resounds in my ear and in my spirit the most is remarkably great. And that's the beautiful thing about the book, Boys Won't Be Boys.
Through the book, Mr. Brown talks about traveling the uncommon path and having the opportunity of students learning more about themselves. When I tell you like some of the lessons that was taught throughout that created a level of conversation and openness within our young men, it was amazing.
I think it's the examples that the book has in there that shows that young kids that it can be famous people, it can be people that you know that some way or some point in their life that they had to choose whether they was going to take the common path or the uncommon path, and chose correctly.
Man, I loved reading it back then, and I actually review it on occasion because it's such a valuable tool as we think about how we can impact young men to take them from being boys to being productive, fruitful men in their lives, whatever God has for their journey.
I believe it was Frederick Douglass that said, "It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men." The world has seen a lot of broken men because we were broken children. Mr. Brown made sure with Boys Won't Be Boys, this book tackles the brokenness within all of us.
One of my favorite chapters in the book is chapter 2 because it lets you know that you have to protect your name. That's one of the principles in that book, to protect your name. We know all the names on the back of NFL and NBA jerseys, and we know what those names stand for. Make sure you're doing everything on a daily basis to represent that last name, to represent your name as best as you possibly can, because on this earth, that's all that you have.
Mr. Brown does a great job of explaining and providing guidance to young men on how to navigate the many pitfalls that they may experience in today's world. In particular, our young African-American boys, the many pitfalls and struggles they may face. This is an awesome read to help support and give guidance and show them that there's a better path that they can chart.
This is basically a blueprint for success for young men, where the book advocates also and teaches that young men have an uncommon swagger about themselves, that they have an uncommon character, and the importance of uncommon friendships and relationships. All of these themes are very important, but I would also say that they're not gender specific. The idea of having good friendships and having good character, those are ideas and concepts that also can be relatable for young ladies in their success.
I figured this would be a really good program to implement in my building for my boys. As a woman, I felt the boys would actually take the message and the meaning different if it actually came from a man. I was able to recruit Mr. King, who was so kind to facilitate my 2 groups containing 15 boys. We were able to impact 15 boys each term during the school year. The boys were able to have these really dope, as they would say, conversations about each chapter. The book program also comes with a guided workbook. I highly recommend this program to anybody who's in a school building, after school program as such. It's a great program.
I just love how it really takes a personal approach and makes you apply it to your life and really evaluate where you are and what you're doing when it comes to friends. Because as we all know, friends are truly important. So I want to thank my dad for the time that he took to write this book and the time he took for this chapter, along with all the other chapters. And I sincerely recommend this book, Boys Won't Be Boys, to boys, young men, and men alike.